DA is ready to create jobs, improve service delivery, and combat corruption. Now that the DA is government, leader John Steenhuisen reaffirms that any suspicious tenders issued in departments under the DA control will be swiftly investigated and that senior civil service appointments will not be obstructed or politicized. The DA got 12 portfolios with 6 ministers and 6 deputy ministers in President Cyril Ramaphosa's new cabinet. Ramaphosa unveiled his cabinet meant to drive the country forward with a new government at the Union Buildings in Pretoria on Sunday night. As announced by Ramaphosa, the DA has taken up the following portfolios in cabinet: agriculture, basic education, public works and infrastructure, environment, forestry and fisheries, home affairs, as well as communications and digital technologies. The DEA has further assumed deputy minister posts in the portfolios of finance, trade, industry and competition, higher education, energy and electricity, water and sanitation, as well as small business development. This means that the DA is the only party that is now represented across every one of the clusters in government after the ANC. Steenhuisen, who is the Minister of Agriculture, said, "When the DA said we would rescue South Africa from the doomsday scenario, we meant it. And with yesterday's formation of the new cabinet, DA voters can rest assured that we have kept our word and delivered on both elements of our strategic objective." He addressed the media following an agreement to form part of the national government. Steenhuisen said his party will use all its influential cabinet seats to pursue rapid growth and job creation and also improve service delivery to the nation. This also includes improving the quality of education, water and sanitation, as well as energy and electricity supply. According to the DA leader, this party was never in this for the sake of the positions, but to ensure that the voters' voices were respected. As it was stated in their election campaigns, the DA stressed the urgent need to grow the economy and create jobs to bring an end to the energy crisis, to combat corruption and maladministration, and to improve the quality of services like education. Steenhuisen said the commitment was to rebuild the government with the aim of translating their track record of good governance and quality service delivery at local government into national government. We will do so because our mission core in the government of national unity is to serve, uplift, and deliver dignity to all the people of our country, he said. He further reminded the DA members in cabinet posts that they carry enormous responsibility and serving the people is the main key. He called on citizens to help them achieve their goal in rescuing South Africa. As the DA now takes up our rightful place at the cabinet table, these same priorities will continue to guide the work we do. But we must not kid ourselves that any of this will be easy, and we must not get carried away by the significance of the movement. The truth is that the road ahead will be a difficult one, he said. John Steenhuisen understands the economics. Farmers welcome new agriculture minister. Commercial Farmers Union TLU-SA has welcomed the appointment of Democratic Alliance DA leader John Steenhuisen as Minister of Agriculture in the 7th administration under the Government of National Unity led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. IOL reported last night that President Cyril Ramaphosa re-elected for a second term after the ANC lost its outright majority, unveiled his new cabinet that consists of members of the Democratic Alliance, and various other political parties who have signed on to be part of the Government of National Unity (GNU). In an interview with broadcaster Newsroom Africa, Benny van Zyl, the general manager of TLUSA, said the farmers' organization was surprised by the development of Steenhuisen to lead this critical sector. For us, that was quite a surprise. We were not sure who is going to be way back when the minister was not yet appointed. We actually asked the DA to fight for that position because we need a minister who does understand economics, Van Zyl said. Agriculture is an economic process. It goes about profitability and sustainability. That is one basis for stabilization in your country, food on the table. Therefore, we asked for that, and we are quite happy that the outcome is of such a nature that we have a person who does understand the economics. According to Van Zyl, the previous agriculture ministers were caught up in the ANC ideological approach, and at times that had brought to the table some issues which were not grounded on market principles and profitability. On Sunday night, IOA reported that the rand remained stable after Ramaphosa announced his new cabinet of South Africa's 7th administration. The new cabinet includes ministers and deputy ministers from the African National Congress, DA, Inkatha Freedom Party, Patriotic Alliance, GOOD, Al-Jamaa, United Democratic Movement, and Freedom Front Plus. Parties react to GNU bloated cabinet. The EFF, African Transformation Movement ATM, Action SA, and other parties have reacted strongly to President Cyril Ramaphosa's bloated cabinet, which was unveiled on Sunday. The cabinet of the Government of National Unity (GNU) also received mixed reaction from labor federations. The new cabinet, which now has 32 ministers, consists of separated portfolios that include justice and constitutional development from correctional services and agriculture from land reform and rural development, as well as agriculture and land reform ministries, with electricity and energy now merged under one ministry. EFF National spokesperson Lane Ann Myth said, "The EFF has noted the announcement by Cyril Ramaphosa of what is essentially an ANC-DA cabinet, confirming our long-standing views that the Government of National Unity was nothing but a smoke screen for the ANC to secure a predetermined grand coalition with the racist DA. It is even more concerning that this cabinet has been increased and bloated, signaling more pressure on taxpayers to allow for the accommodation of racists and their policies in high positions of power." The ATM, through its spokesperson Zaman Shona, said, "As the African Transformation Movement, we acknowledge the recent cabinet announcement of the Grand Coalition government led by Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa and his associates. We are relieved that the prolonged power struggle for positions has finally come to an end, as many South Africans continue to endure the hardships of poverty. However, we want to emphasize the urgent need for a comprehensive program of emancipation that will ensure the holistic liberation of the masses in our country. This program must prioritize the active and meaningful economic participation of the historically marginalized South Africans, particularly the black majority, who have been disadvantaged in their ancestral land. We firmly reject any DA-sponsored several of the gains achieved over the past 30 years, and we stand against the scrapping of redress policies that may be in the pipeline." Hope for SA spokesperson John Steenhuisen said it was concerned by the big changes to come of the ministries which had resulted in a bloated cabinet. The bloated cabinet remains one of the biggest problems in streamlining the government's top-heavy structure and cutting government expenditure. South Africa's cabinet has 32 ministers and 43 deputies to 28 in the previous cabinet, which is significantly larger than other countries, said Matuhle. Action SA leader Herman Mashaba also slammed the cabinet, saying it would cost South Africans more to maintain it. Taxpayers will cover over 500 million rand for VIP protection and security and over 390 million rand for support staffing. These staggering figures do not even account for the additional costs associated with luxury residences afforded to ministers and deputy ministers, said Mashaba. The Federation of Unions of South Africa, FEDUSA, said the latest changes in the structure of the cabinet favored political parties' interests rather than the interests of all South Africans. FEDUSA said the recent changes in the cabinet seems to favor political pride interests within the government of national unity than addressing the urgent needs of South Africans. Prioritizing party agendas over welfare is a disservice to the people of South Africa. FEDUSA had noted the inclusion of professionally qualified cabinet members, including young people. However, merit does not appear to have been an overarching motivation for all these appointments. Speaking to the Star on Monday, political analyst Dr. Ongama Mtimka said the new cabinet was a reflection of the compromises the ANC made. To me, the cabinet reflected the compromise. We know the uproar that was there when the DA wanted to have exclusive DA-led ministries and how the ultimate seat allocation departed from that idea. We know how they wanted the old ministries to lead some of the portfolios they ended up deputizing, and we know that that was not given. Lastly, we know that numerically they had a legitimate claim of the greater share of the seats in cabinet. But the cabinet allocation is a give and take which reflects compromises both on the part of the DA and the ANC and some limited extent on the part of the ANC as well, he said. And that's it from INJIBS Network. Stay tuned to our celebrity and gossip news.